This video is going to be a barbell hip thrust. Now I'm going to demonstrate this sitting crossways on this bench with a barbell. There's a bunch of different ways you could do this depending on what kind of benches you have, whether you're working with a Smith machine, dumbbells, kettlebell even, whatever kind of equipment. You can find ways to modify it that works best for you. In this setup here that we have, I'm going to do it crossways with the bar. So to set up for that, I'm going to sit down on the floor with my shoulders and my upper back against the bench. Now I also have a squat pad on my bar here, you can see in the middle. You definitely are going to want to pad the bar because it will hurt on your hips if you don't. I'm going to roll that back up to the crease of my hips where they would bend if I dropped into a hip hinge. To get up into my position, I'm going to put my elbows up on the bench, pull my feet in a little bit. Obviously you can see the bars bouncing around a little bit. I have some light weight on here just for demonstration, but yours won't bounce around that easy if you have any kind of heavy weight on it. Feet come in, and now I'm going to drive into my heels and my elbows to lift my hips up off the floor. I'm going to bring my feet in so that they're flat, and at that top position, my shins are about vertical to the floor. Now, my torso is also parallel to the floor, and what I'm going to do is tuck my chin in. That's just going to help me engage my glutes and my hamstrings a little bit. Now I'm going to lower my butt down to the floor, and as I do that, I'm going to let my chest rise up off the bench. That ensures that we keep a nice, tight, neutral spine position, and we're not just arching our back down around the bench. Hopefully you guys can see that with the weights on here. But either way, core's tight, butt drops down, chest rises. You might touch the floor with the weight, you might not. Once you get to that bottom position, you push straight down to the floor, drive up to hip lockout, but we don't want to overextend our back at the top. Keeping the core braced so we're in a nice flat position. Glutes are tight, a lot of tension there, and then we lower back down, drive up. Lower back down, drive up. It's also worth mentioning here that my upper back position on the bench, the lower angles of my shoulder blades where they make this little V shape, is sitting right on top of the bench at the top of the edge. So that's a good back position that I tend to like. Maybe it's not entirely comfortable for you and you'll find something else that works. We just don't want to be too high up that we're not getting a nice deep hinge at our hips. And we don't want to be too low that your shoulders are sliding off the bench and it's tipping as you come down. And that is a barbell hip thrust.